Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to some more F1 Manager 22 here on the PS5. And we are continuing our HAAS career and we head off to the Netherlands for Zandvoort. Let's jump in and pick up where we left off last time. So it's the day of the Grand Prix. We got all the housekeeping stuff done at the end of the last session. Let's just take a quick look though at the calendar just to refresh on what's going on and when things are changing. We've got a new ATR period starting the day after the Grand Prix. You can see on the race day the testing period that's coming on right now ends. We've already used all of our allocation on that. We also get in our facility upgrade for the hospitality area, which will help when it comes to recruiting better staff at the end of the season. We have some scouting on Pierre Gasly and Fernando Alonso due in a week's time. And then obviously Monday, the day after the Grand Prix, we will have a new regulation vote and a new ATR period starting, as well as an upgrade to our wind tunnel just in time for us to actually start doing that prep work as well. I do think we have a couple of projects going right now. Let me have a quick look at our cars tab. No, we have no projects going on right now. We have all 10 engineers ready and waiting. Good stuff. We've got 8.5 million. It's not enough to upgrade the design centre yet. We're going to need 11.5 for that. Not going to upgrade the CFD simulator or the wind tunnel any further this year, I don't think. There's no point us upgrading the factory yet. 2 projects is enough. We might do an upgrade when it needs to be refurbished. Rather than spending money on a refurbish, we might just do an upgrade on it, get it up to the next level. But until then, there's no plans to upgrade that for a while. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do with most of these facilities now as well. I'm not going to be upgrading things any further, apart from specific items like the team hub, for example. That one I am going to upgrade right now because we want to get our team getting the most possible experience as quickly as possible, which is why we've also been pushing ahead to get the race simulator fully maxed out as well, to get our drivers leveled up as quick as possible. But all of these facilities here, we're not going to upgrade the memorabilia room or the hospitality area or the boardroom any further until they get to the point where they need a refurbishment, and then we'll look at maybe upgrading them at that point instead of a refurbishment. Save a little bit of money. Let's check our inbox before we go any further. So the board have high confidence in us. We obviously did very well in our board review last time out. We got a little breakdown of what they thought of our progress in the first half of the season, and they gave us a $1.5 million bonus, which was very nice. Of course, that money has been allocated already. What else do we need to do? A financial report there, car reports. We are first in high-speed cornering, third in high-speed cornering in dirty air. So nothing's changed there. We're still, very, very good at that. Not so good anywhere else, although our top speed and acceleration is pretty good. Our DRS top speed is pretty handy as well. We could do with boosting the acceleration. There is one other thing I want to do as well, actually, before we go any further. We don't have any hours available to design a new part, but what we can do, and what I'm probably going to start doing, is actually building new parts based on a slightly upgraded version of the current spec. So for the chassis, as you can see, I can't put any more hours in, either MAU hours or wind tunnel hours, but I can still go ahead and create a new chassis if I wanted to. Unfortunately, it's going to reduce our drag reduction, which is not good. It is going to improve engine cooling and it is going to improve airflow, but as you can see, it will have a negative impact on our speed and in our medium speed cornering. The only thing this is really going to boost is our engine cooling, so we're not going to do a chassis. Let's look at a front wing. So a front wing is going to give us boosts to various different things. It's also going to negatively impact our speed ever so slightly. Might be worth it though to potentially boost our low and medium speed performance ever so slightly. Let's see, what else could we look at? What about a new rear wing? It's going to have a negative impact on our high speed. It's going to boost everything else. Side pods. Now here we go. Side pods are only going to have a positive impact. It'll boost our acceleration slightly. It'll improve our engine cooling, quite significantly. So let's go ahead and build one of these. We can actually tweak things still here as well. Okay. Let's see. How much of an increase is that? Well, a little bit. That will slightly impact the cooling bonus we're going to get, but it'll still be a slight increase in engine cooling. Let's take a look at what we can do like this. So airflow front will improve the engine cooling a bit, but it will have less of an upgrade to our cornering speeds. What about airflow middle? Oh yeah, we definitely want to work on airflow middle. That's going to improve our top speed slightly again. If I do that, that'll boost our acceleration and our engine cooling and give us tiny little incremental improvements to other areas, even though it won't change our ranking position. It will give us some benefit. This will only cost 180,000 to do. What about if I throw 5 engineers at this and go intense? 35 days. We have got a new testing period starting next week. Do I really want to? I'll just allocate 1 engineer. 48 days for new side pods. Let's see, we've got research projects coming up. I can only do 2 things. I can only do 2 projects, can't I? I think it's only 2 that I can do. Yeah, I can only do 2 design and research projects. Given that we've got a new testing period coming up in a week, then, or well, not even a week, just a few days, I think we'll hold off. But when we get the design center upgraded, we will look at maybe churning out a couple of very low spec upgrades towards the end of the season, just to give our car a little bit of a boost going into next season, while we're still cranking out research as the main bulk of next season's work. So we'll leave it at that. Let's set up performance targets and then we'll head over to the circuit for practice. How you doing, Mr. Water? Good to see you. So, quali position. We're going to do reasonably well at this circuit, I think. I'm going to guarantee both drivers in the top 12. Just got a sneaking feeling that Mick might not make the top 10 on this one. 1 driver to Q3. Fastest lap is the incentive. We're going to guarantee a finish position of both drivers in the top 10. We can see our quali streak. That completes at the end of this race. We only need one driver in the top 14, which is relatively easy for us to do, and that'll generate 3.5 million. Oh no, wait, that's all targets. It'll generate $1 million for achieving that one. Our finish position streak, 2 in the top 12, will generate 1.3 mil. So that'll be some nice big bonus cash for us at the end of this weekend, assuming that everything goes to plan. Right, our targets are set. Let's head off to the circuit.
It's another historic weekend of Formula One here at Zandvoort. The track has seen many unforgettable moments, like Gilles Villeneuve's three-wheeled lap at the 1979 Dutch Grand Prix, which cost him victory. What excitement lies ahead this year? There's never a dull moment at Circuit Zandvoort. It's fast, very fast, with long straights and wide curves. But it also features 2 heavy banked corners, where aerodynamic improvements are sure to help our drivers. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the teams. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Okay then, practice time. Yes, I am feeling better. Thank you for asking. My back isn't quite so stiff today. We do have a wet practice for FP1. Car parts knowledge is almost back up to 100% after the addition from the last Grand Prix. Let's look at swapping out engines, etc. That engine is toast. That one's not much better, but we'll go ahead and we'll use that one for the first practice. ERS modules, we'll use this one, and gearbox, yeah, we're not good on gearboxes. That one's almost toast, that one is toast, that one's very much dead, so we're gonna have to stick with the gearbox we've got. Let's do an 19 lap run, change the pace mode, and let's start setting the car. So I'm going to go with a 7.5 front wing, I'm going to go with a 13 rear wing, 7.3, 3.3 and 0.35, and that's our starting base. And someone on a motorbike outside, lovely. Right, on to Oscar's car. Oh, actually, I'm going to give Logan a run at this circuit. So let's put him in the car. Car parts, swap out the engine. There we go, that one's looking a bit healthier. ERS module. Ooh, that one's pretty much toast. I might run that in final practice. Gearboxes. There we go, it's our current practice gearbox. And let's do Mick's car, Oscar's car. Let's go with a slightly higher front wing. And we'll go with the roll bar in the opposite direction. And let's try that for the camber and the toe. Okay, let's see just how wet it is. It might be straight onto wet weather tyres. We'll see when we get into the session. How you doing, Marcel?
Radio check. Radio check.
Okay, so it's going to be into weather for the most part. Maybe a little quick flurry onto the full wets, but we're going to go out on the inters. Okay, so as always, we're just looking to dial the cars in, not worried about times or anything like that. But this circuit should be pretty good for us. There's a lot of fast-ish sections, quite a few fast corners, a couple of low-speed sections, and I think a couple of medium-speed corners. But it's a pretty fast circuit. I think we'll do quite well here. See the rainfall fluctuating a little bit. One thing I've generally found is that when it comes to trying to predict the level of the water, I mean, obviously you can look at the graph, but a good kind of indicator is if it's below the line, below the orange line, then it's generally, not always, but generally, kind of suitable for inters. And when it goes above the line and the track grip starts to fall, as it's about to, that's when it starts to switch over to full wet. So we should see that go up to a little bit over 4, well, it should go over 4 mil in terms of track water, but I don't know how much it'll go over or for how long. Remember, we don't have a fully upgraded weather centre, so our predictions are not exactly the most accurate. Okay, braking stability is bad, very bad. So let's change that. We got cornering pretty much spot on though. That's good to see. Let's make those tweaks. Need to change the rear wing. Do I go up or down? Up or down? Let's go up. And just tweak that back onto optimal. Alright, I think that's good to go. Just wait for Oscar to give me the rest of his feedback. Ooh, his car is not good. So we'll call him in.
Get entry.
Okay, understood. Put it on.
Braking is spot on. Everything else is rubbish. Let's do that with the roll bar. Pull that back in. There we go. Let's go up with the rear wing. Front wing. Yeah, we'll leave that at 8. And let's give that a go. How you doing, Matthew? Yes, we are starting with rain. I'm not sure actually if we've got rain for the whole weekend. Let's have a look. It's not going to tell me. We'll have to check when we get back. The last of the rain is about to fall, so we'll be back onto a dry track at the end of the session. We're about to get a little flurry of heavy rain, I think.
So, no rain.
Oh, no, that was it. That was the last of the rain. So it never got wet enough for us to need to even think about full wets. And this track will be drying up pretty quickly now. Okay, let's call the drivers in. switch them onto slicks. Let's see how long's left in the session. Yeah, we'll just use a set of softs. It's got to take them off us anyway, so we might as well. We'll go to a 20 lap run, get refueled. And send him out on his way.
Going down the pit lane.
Confirm.
Whoa! The Mercedes just ghosting through everybody there. That's a bit of a bug. Okay, so the wing settings aren't quite right, but they're not far off by the look of it. Onto the slicks. Go to 20 laps. Quick change of tyres and a top up of fuel. And out he goes.
Oh, there's a spin!
Nope, Stroll's had a
Let's take a
wobble.
look at the replay. Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. What a spin!
That wasn't that bad. He started an Alpine career with Sainz and Alonso. Interesting. On my Alpine file, I went for the French connection, so I binned off Alonso, replaced him with Gasly, kept Ocon, and hired Théo Pourchaire as the reserve driver. Giving me 3 French drivers driving with French engines for a French team. Okay, so both drivers are enjoying the changes to the setups that we made. Going to leave Oscar out because there isn't much time left. Which way do I go on the front wing? Let's go a bit more aggressive on the front wing. Let's wind those in. Let's try that. See how that does. Yeah, he's got enough fuel to last the end of the session. And even though Logan's going to get 1, maybe 2 laps in, it's a little bit of extra progress towards the next set of feedback for Mick when he gets in the car. So it's worth putting him in. There we go. So Max has a penalty. Didn't have any crashes that I know of, so that must be a component penalty. Latifi as well. Up to 86% with Oscar's car. That's good. So Mick's back. He's in the car now. Let's just take a look. Let's pull the roll bar in a little bit. Push it out that way. Wind that in that way. Yeah, let's go with that. And go for 20 laps. Slap on another set of softs. Change the driving. Okay, that's Oscar's car done. Mick's engine isn't going to last another session, I don't think, so we're going to have to go on to this one. Car setup is only just started, so there'll be no feedback on that. Okay, into FP2. Oh, let's check the weather. Okay, so we have got the chance of rain on Sunday as well. Interesting. Both guys are out on the track. We want to try and get Mick running as long as possible in this session. He's playing catch up on his track knowledge now. We are going to need to probably get another engine for Mick. I don't think the two engines that he's got left are going to last the rest of the season without having an impact on performance, so I think we're going to have to stump up $1 million for a new engine. And then I'm just trying to figure out where to maybe take that penalty. I want to take it at a circuit where he's got a chance to claw positions back. This is a circuit that's not bad for the car, but it's not an easy circuit to overtake on, so it won't be here. Singapore, I think, is the next circuit, and that's not going to be good for our car. It's got some good straights, but it's got a lot of low-speed corners, and that's not good for us. We want a circuit that's going to be good at high-speed stuff, so maybe... I think what's left. This is round 15, so what have we got left? We've got Abu Dhabi, Brazil, Kota, Mexico, Singapore, Japan. What's the other circuit on this one? I can't think what I'm forgetting. 15, so 16, 17, 18, there's 7 races left after this one. Japan, Singapore, so Singapore, Japan, missing? What's the other
VSC
circuit?
deployed.
Copy.
I can't think what the other circuit is. Though. I'm gonna, go. Of course,
There's been a
as soon as I
crash.
get back to the calendars, but I can't think what that missing circuit is off the top of my head. Right, we have improved the performance of the car. We do need to make a couple of tweaks. Let's go with that. Throw on some mediums. Got time for a decent run, so we'll push him up to 25 laps. If anyone else can let me know oh no, we've had Monza. If anyone can let me know in the comments which track I'm missing, that would help me out immensely. I can't think which one it is I'm missing. I think that'll do. Let's throw on some mediums. 24 laps. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the remaining 7 races are after this one. And I've got them all except for one. And I'm gonna, face palm and go, oh, of course, as soon as I find out which one it is. But I just can't remember off the top of my head which one it is. I've got a mental block right now. I know we've got Japan. I know we've got Singapore, Brazil, Mexico, Kota, Abu Dhabi. And I can't think what my 7th race is. Unless it is Monza. I just got this feeling that we've already done Monza. I don't think I think Monza might be the next race actually. Is Monza next? Yeah, it must be Monza. Yeah, it is. We haven't gone to Monza yet. So I might take the penalty at Monza. Because we'll have the straight line speed to move back up through the field.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
Oh, Latifi having a wobble.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
And Norris. And then Stroll. It's usual suspects keep popping up. Another crash. Joe's already wrecked his car, so who is it this time?
There's been a crash. Sounds
Norris.
like a single car. Let's have a look.
Oh, he's in the wall by
Watch
the look of
this.
it.
We're looking at Lando Norris. A definite collision there.
Oh, that's a
very
big
unfortunate.
crash. That's a huge crash. Is he still going? He can't still be going
And
after that, surely
was
not.
a bitter blow for the team, and it may have really hurt their overall chances.
Yeah, he's out. I was going to say, there's no way his car's going to be able to carry on after that impact. Back to green flag conditions. Just going to run to the end of the session now.
How's the balance?
Still just great for Oscar. What about Mick? Hey, we've got optimal on Mick's car. Good,
Oh,
good,
they've run wide.
Yeah, keep him out there just so he gets an extra lap. Anyone else picked up penalties? No, not yet, but we may see penalties being added in for Lando and Joe, depending on how badly they've damaged the car. 99%. It's almost there.
Welcome back as we continue our race weekend with practice soon to finish and then qualifying hot on its heels. The teams will be looking to build on yesterday's momentum. Having seen how the cars and drivers are reacting to the circuit, they have a little more time to make some final changes. But by the end of the day, we'll know exactly how the drivers will be lining up on the grid for tomorrow's race. So here we are, ready to resume.
Okay, it's going to be a dry P3 and then a dry quali as well. Just the braking needs to be changed. Which way do I go? I'm going to go that way. Hope that that's enough. A little minor tweak. I'm going to start on some hards. Go with a 22 lap opening stint. The RS is getting very, very worn. I'm going to go ahead and... No, I'll wait till next week. Okay, up to 87%. We've got everything on great, nothing on exactly what we need. It's so frustrating. Don't know if that's gonna be the right way, but we'll try that. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, into FP3.
Radio check.
Radio check.
So let's hope for a nice, uneventful session, at least as far as our teams go. A few more cars want to wreck themselves and hamper their plans for getting their setup dialed in, or break some engine parts and need replacements for penalties. They can knock themselves out.
Who's running wide there?
Nah.
Sorry about
Here's the replay. Right, watch this. There's
I
Schumacher.
shouldn't have said anything.
And there it is. That's where they spin out. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame. I think someone's run wide.
Joe with a wobble. He can't afford too many wobbles. He's already wrecked the car once. Car's still in the grate. Mick didn't give me any feedback, so we'll cancel that. Hey, there we go. Optimal still. So he didn't go the wrong way, I don't think. Now we'll call him in.
good entry. Copy.
That's what I like to see. A full 100%. So let's put a little bit more fuel in the car. Up to a 24 lap run. And send him back out again. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so the rear wing is right. It's everything else that needs to be tweaked. But I've got to tweak it without breaking the front wing. Sorry, the rear wing. Let's go with that. Hope that that's enough. Have I put enough fuel in Mick's car? I don't think I have. Let's put a little bit more in. There we go. Oh no, don't
Let's
start
take a
this
closer
again,
look.
Mick.
Now just focus on the HAAS.
Just got the car spot
That
on as
looked like a
well.
very nasty spin. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
These mistakes keep happening. It's just increasing the chance of them not getting renewed. And then we are scouting Alonso. If I were to put him in the car, I think he'd be mighty. Push my wage bill up significantly, and it would mean that I would have to wait probably at least 3 more seasons to put Logan in the car, unless I break Alonso's contract, which would be expensive. I mean, if I put Logan in the car for next season, then he's going to be a bit like Oscar. He's going to have a load of potential, but he's going to have unpredictability as well. I don't know if I want to go down that route this early. I do want Logan in the car. That's a long-term goal. And there is another American driver in F2 or maybe F3 that I was looking at as, you know, becoming the new rookie, the new reserve driver when I promote Logan, but I can't remember his name off the top of my head. We'll find him. I could stick with Mick. Yeah, I might. I mean, I've been leaning towards that as it is, Patkins, but Mick's had a contract at the end of the year, so he's going to want a pay rise. It just depends as to how much of a pay rise he wants. If he wants something that I think is unreasonable, then I might move him on. Let him go to another team. We're not going to get his track knowledge up to 100%, but I never expected to with just 2 sessions. It's looking like it's going to get reasonably high though. In the 80s, I think. Or maybe not, actually. Yeah, we should just about crack 80.
We've just had a spin.
Oh, there's Sonoda. That's the last of the of the trifecta. Him and, well, 4 really. Him, Joe.
How's the balance?
Latifi and Stroll all getting a bit spinny this weekend. And we've got the optimal on Oscar's car. That's what we were waiting for. His track knowledge is at 100, so yep, we'll let him come in. Nick's trying to come in. We'll keep him out on track. There's only another lap or 2 to go. He'll finish this lap and do 1 more, so I don't even need to change his fuel mix. There we go, end of the session. So, any more penalties? No, just Latifi and Max. Okay, we've got 100% on Mick's car, we've got 99 on Oscar's car. Oh, do I take the gamble and tweak that for quali? Oh, that is a question and a half. If I get it right, he'll get 100%. It won't make a huge difference, but you know, it'll make a difference. If I get it wrong, I could ruin the balance of the car, and that would not be ideal. The gearbox is at 50. I'm going to need a new gearbox for Mick as well. It's going to need a new gearbox and a new engine for Monza, I think. Well, it's a circuit to take them. Brand new components at that circuit. Which one was it? It's the braking stability. There's only one way that can go, which is that way. gonna take that gamble. Oh, no, wait. That's the engine we're running, isn't it? There we go. ERS. Yeah, that's fine, as it is. Gearbox. Go with that one. Okay, we are ready for quali.
Radio check, radio check.
So we're going to wait till the end of the session and go out for a single run. It's always a bit of a risk, but I want to try and save the tyres. We've got the pace to get both drivers through with just one run. And then I'll send them out at the start of Q2 on those scrubbed tyres. And, oh, Albon's crashed out.
Crash. Let's see what happened there. Now we see the Williams here. That crash is terrible
That's a
news
big
for the
crash.
team.
That's what happened to Norris in practice.
That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to...
So Albon's out of quali. I could get someone like Hulkenberg. No, Hulkenberg's just not good enough. He's worse than Mick. His braking performance is absolutely abysmal.
Oh, big lock up there.
Big lockup for Stroll. Okay, so this is a fast lap, 108, well, 109 effectively. Means I need to send the drivers out about now. Put a little bit of space between them. There we go, and there's movement from the rest of the field. So we timed that perfectly. Going to be green across the board for both drivers because it's their first lap. It's their only lap. Mick goes P7. Oscar goes P3. Wow. Okay, I know he's getting knocked down, but yeah, oh yeah, quite a bit actually. Who else is going to improve? There's not really anyone else to improve. Maybe Zhou. Zhou does not improve. There we go, so P10 and P6. So that's essentially... oh, wait, really close to Alonso. We might be able to pip Alonso with Mick. Oscar has got the pace to maybe pip Lewis. He's going to be battling with Bottas and Russell as well. Maybe have the pace for battling Lewis. We'll have to see. Let's see as well, did that change I make screw up Oscar's car? No, it was perfect. There we go. We got him up to 100% confidence. Oh, I was a little worried there, but that's good to see. Right, so we're going to do two runs. We'll do one at the start and then one at the end. Take that extra fuel out. Put those scrubs on. There we go.
Radio check.
Alright. So, fingers crossed we don't get any traffic on this run, so we can set a good solid banker. And depending on those times, I might leave Oscar in the garage. We are looking at a decent uptick in rubber and grip. Might be worth sending them both out again at the end of the session, actually thinking about it, looking at that uptick. So, Oscar goes P1, Mick just under 3/10 behind him. That's not too bad. Let's see how the rest of the field does against that. Russell's slow, I'm guessing he got held up by Ricardo. Let's put on those fresh tyres. Bottas, quite a bit slower as well, I'm guessing he got held up. There we go, we're starting to get some representative times coming in. Zhou's time is about right, about representative of where he was compared to Mick. Sainz slower than Oscar. That's got to be an anomaly. Perez about to set his time now. That's P2. Alright. Given how much the track is ramping up, I'm actually going to wait till the end of the queue. So they should start going out any second now. There they go. Have I left it too long with Oscar? He should just get across the line. But he's safe anyway. It's Mick that's the one who's at risk. No improvement for Mick in the opening sector. Or the middle sector. This is fresh tyres, so maybe the track temperature has gone up. Gasly improves but does not beat Mick. What about Russell? Russell goes 9th. Mick stays stays in 10th. And Oscar improves by 0.04 of a second. Okay, so yeah, 5th place is on for Oscar. Mick made it through as well, which is good. He got through by less than 100th of a second. That extra place could be crucial given the rain that's coming. So, same again, we'll do a run at the start of the session on scrubs, and then a run at the end on fresh tyres. And here we go into Q3. So a nice clean run for the opening run. 109.4. It's a little bit slower than... Is it a little bit slower? Yeah, I can't check the until we go back. Okay, so brand new tyres. Take out that extra little bit of fuel. There we go. We are prepped, and now we just need to wait for the end of the session. Let's see how the preliminary times shake up. Hamilton's not had the fastest of runs. He's been held up slightly. Looks like Leclerc is being held up. Oh yeah, he was held up briefly by Verstappen and then also by Hamilton. And that shows in his time, 1.8 seconds off his teammate. What can Alonso do? Goes to P8. Okay. So Mick is definitely close to getting Russell here. Oscar is in the fight with Bottas and Hamilton. Verstappen's going to improve. Leclerc's going to improve massively. Those two are going to be too fast for us. But Hamilton is a realistic get. Okay, here we go. We're going to ride on board with Oscar. See how we do. See if we can get him into 5th. Okay, so an improvement for Mick in the first sector, not for Oscar. Alonso crosses the line, he's not improved. Hamilton goes 5th, we're already above Hamilton. So we've already got 5th place without even needing to complete this lap. Which is just as well, because Oscar's not improving at all here. What about Mick? Can Mick get above Russell? No, he can't. Yeah, just a minuscule improvement, and no improvement at all for Oscar. But 5th and 9th, that's a good quali.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
HAAS proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start. This weekend, Red Bull displayed promise during qualifying. Now they need to capitalize on their grid position and get a good race under their belts. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
So it's time for some fighting between the sand dunes, here at the Dutch Grand Prix.
Well, there may be some complications. We do have a light rain predicted. However, I have had a race at Hungary where we had light rain predicted and then it never actually showed on race days. So, it's not a guarantee. Don't forget, we do have just a low-level weather centre. It's at level 1, I think. So, our weather forecasting is only 60% accurate. So we may still get rain. That's a pretty strong chance of rain, though. So we're going to build our strategy around that. So we'll start on a set of hard tyres. Take those to lap 31. And then it's only light rain. It's not going to be around for long, but it's going to be around long enough, I think, for the track to get to the point where inters are going to be needed. So let's throw on a set of inters. And then once the track dries out, somewhere around lap 50, 51. Go with a set of softs. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So pit on lap 36 and then again on lap 51. And that's going to be our strategy with Mick, and we'll duplicate that with Oscar. So let's change that to inters, that to hards, add a new stint for softs at the end. So lap 36, lap 51. Oop. And there we go. Let's delete these other strategies because they are worthless. Of course, there is a chance that that rain won't come, or that it'll come a little bit earlier or a little bit later, or it just might not be enough to actually warrant wet weather tyres. So, if that's the case, we can convert to... Actually, I will create a new strategy. And we'll be able to convert to that strategy if we need to. Let's do the same with Oscar. Let's create a new strategy. So delete that stint, change that to mediums. And there we go. So we've got a backup strategy if that rain doesn't come. a good result will somehow dragged HAAS towards the front of the grid with a small budget. We've done more than that. We've won races. We're sitting P3 in the constructors right now. I think it's P3, might be P4. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't see the standings. I'll be able to look at the standings when we get into the race. Right. Cars are set. Strategies are set. Fuel load. Let's add an extra couple of laps of fuel because we're going to be pushing hard and the Ferrari engine is a little bit thirsty. Let's go straight into overtake. Another couple of laps of fuel there. Full push off the line with overtake. We are good to go.
It's bright and sunny as the drivers line up on the grid. Let's take a look at HAAS. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And we're just moments away now. Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
All right, can we make up any positions off the line? It's a decent start for Oscar. He's up to P4. Oh, of course, yeah. Verstappen had that penalty, so Verstappen dropped to started at the back of the grid. Can we jump Perez here? Mix up to P7. So he would have started P8 because of Verstappen's penalty. He's looking racy. He's already got past Russell. Let's take a quick look at that.
The replay. Right, watch this. There's Schumacher.
Oh, he got a good run on the outside of the banking and then just had the traction up the hill. Beautiful move. And right now he's got in front of Hamilton as well. Oh, Hamilton coming back. He got back in front of us.
It's a race position gained for a Mercedes.
We almost got Hamilton. That would have been great. 2 Mercedes in 2 corners. Yes, we are in P3. I thought we were. Thanks, Colin. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside of Hamilton. Can't quite get it. Can he cut to the inside? Alright, now can we make the move stick? Hell, can we even get Bottas here as well? Come on, 2 cars.
Good job.
Get Bottas as well. Oh, nearly. And Oscar had a failed attempt on Perez. I saw him flipping from one side to the other, almost making the move stick, but not quite being able to. But crucially, we've broken the 1 second gap back between Piastri and Bottas, so we're safe from DRS on this lap. We've got no battery left. So Piastri is going to go into neutral, and so is Mick. I need to dial these tyres back down again pretty quickly. Just want to see if we can get past Bottas. If we can get past him, we've got a good chance of holding him back. Gotta make the move. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's Ocon. Ocon's had a spin.
There's yellow ahead, yellow ahead.
We can take a look now. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon. They spun the car. What a disaster.
Yeah, back end just stepping out on him there, but he didn't damage the car.
Devastated. They'll be questioning just
but that
what
is going to drop
happened
him to
out
the
there.
back of the grid. Yeah, there he is, 3 seconds off the Williams duo. Right, this is our chance to get Bottas. He's not going to make that move. Okay, so we're going to ease the tyres down. We're going to go into harvest. I'm going to do the same with Piastri. Ease the tyres down, go into harvest, start building that battery back up again. As long as we can keep pace with Bottas while we're harvesting, we'll be fine, because we'll be able to use the DRS to stay with him. And hopefully we'll be able to do the same with Oscar. So let's switch back to here. We need to keep an eye on this gap. We can't afford, if we want any chance of competing for a win here, we can't afford to lose these guys, because otherwise they'll just off into the distance. Oh, Hamilton just took Mick. That's a shame.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
This is what I was saying though, you can see how much time we're losing simply because I've dialed the tyres down a little bit, but also because I'm charging the battery. Once you don't have that extra impetus of a battery pushing you out of each corner, you can drop back on faster cars really quickly. Makes it very hard to stay with them. I can't, I'm going to have to push him. I didn't want to do that with Oscar because he burns his tyres a bit
close the
more.
gap to the cars ahead.
Yep.
But he does have that little bit of extra leeway in his tyres. Mick I'll leave as he is. He's in the DRS train now, so hopefully he'll be fine. Oscar, did he manage to get back in DRS? It'll be close. Yes, he did, just. Helped probably in no small part by the fact that the Ferraris are fighting each other, which is slowing down Perez and allowing us to stay with them. That, and we turn the tyres back up again. One more lap of harvesting and we'll have batteries that are good to go again. Come on Oscar, you can stay with them. You're good through the corners. He's very good through the corners. Partly through his natural ability and partly through the car. You can see we actually gained a tenth and a half, 2 tenths. Going through that little sequence of corners there. Distant toe, DRS, keeps us within pace. The Ferraris still fighting side by side with each other. And now we'll go neutral and we'll turn those tyres down.
Charge off.
Copy.
And we'll do the same with Mick. Mick's tyres we'd already turned down, but we could afford to leave his tyres turned down. Oh, Bottas took Mick as
Switch
well.
charge on.
Just noticed that, I missed that. Okay, him having the battery back will help him make some moves. We've got a 4-second gap to the pack behind us. Hamilton and Bottas fighting it out side by side right now. A little train of 5 cars. We'll leave Mick in that train. He doesn't have the same pace as Oscar, so he's quite comfortable sitting in this train. And you know, when the time comes, we'll try and push him up to 5th. How's Oscar doing? Oh, he's all over the back of him, look. Fuel could be an issue. I'm hoping that sitting in the slipstream like this, getting DRS and close drafting means we will drop that fuel burn rate down a little bit. You can see it's coming down already. Not having to work the engine as hard now that we're not charging up again. Just need to hang on to the back of these guys, and then if and when that weather comes, we'll be jumping at least one of the Ferraris, because the AI doesn't do double stacks. They just send one car out, one car in, and keep the other one on track. So we'll be jumping one of the Ferraris, and I'm guessing it'll be Leclerc. And then if we can time it better than the AI, which will be tricky, but if we can time it better than the AI, we could potentially jump the lot. Okay, Mick is past Hamilton. Oh, he's side by side with Hamilton. Look how much we're fighting behind Bottas here. Mick's boxed in. And don't forget, we're on hard tyres. The rest of the field's on a different compound. In fact, we're the only 2 drivers on hard tyres. So, I mean, tyre wear's not too bad at this circuit, but I'd rather have the hards and the room to push them hard when I need to than mediums and not have the room to push them, given that the weather's coming. Yuki having a quiet race so far. Yeah, let's check in on Yuki. Oh, very quiet. He's on his own, look. He's completely isolated. 2.5 seconds behind Zhou. And 4.5 seconds ahead of Ricciardo. In fact, the whole field stagnated a little, or separated out a bit. Zhou's at the end of this queue. Verstappen's already up to 11th. Wow, he's charging up through the field. He's gained 9 places so far. Although he does seem to be struggling with Gasly a little bit. Let's see if he gets in here in the DRS zone. Nope. Gasly's got him covered. Verstappen gets past Gasly, he'll start cruising up to the back of Alonso in relatively quick order. The longer he stays, not so much necessarily isolated, but the longer he stays held up like this, the better for us, because it's one less fast car that we have to worry about. It means that we can pull out a bigger gap while he's stuck trying to get past cars that are lapping slower than the leaders. He's all over the back of Gasly, trying to find a way through. Keeping an eye on the timings. Mick still in 7th, but still right on Hamilton's gearbox. And Piastri sitting pretty on Perez's gearbox. The Ferrari's still swapping positions back and forth. Top 4 separated by just half a second. That's insane. And it's spaced them out a little bit more now. There we go. It's less than a second separating the top 4. That's pretty cool. And that's the new fastest lap for Oscar. Good. Alright, here we go. Here comes Verstappen. He's going to get him. Yeah, just cruises past him with the DRS there. And that's it. Verstappen's going to start pushing away from these guys pretty quickly.
HAAS with an overtake.
The gap might even be a second before they get to the DRS zone. Someone has spun. Who's had a spin?
Yellow ahead.
Ocon.
Let's have a look. Okay, so there we have the Alpine. And yes, that's where they spin out.
Yeah, look at that. You know, almost a second clear of Gasly already. Gasly will have DRS, so Verstappen could potentially end up pulling those guys onto the back of the queue that is chasing us. Okay, Mick needs to push. He's got clear of Hamilton, but he's fallen away from Bottas, so we need to push Mick. Make sure he doesn't get overtaken. I'm actually going to go full push. If I can break the gap to Hamilton at the same time as closing the gap to Bottas, then we can have a 2-car train breaking away. I think Hamilton's got the pace to catch back up to us if we do manage to break it. We didn't quite break the toe. He's going to get DRS. So we'll try sprinting for a full lap. If we can get Bottas here, we'll sprint for a lap. See what kind of gap we can pull out. Don't think we'll be able to sustain that gap, but we'll have a go anyway. There we go. Mick moves up, and it's a new fastest lap for Mick. Now he needs to push hard.
Good job so far.
I want to get him moved up a bit now that Verstappen is closing in. Come on, Mick, have you got the pace to break the gap? It's going to be close. I don't think he's going to do it. No, he's not going to do it. It's worth a try. So let's ease his tyres back down. Let's put him back into harvest. Get his battery built back up again. Oscar is still right here on the back of these guys. What happens if I turn his fuel down? So he has been burning fuel quite fast in comparison to Mick. Can Piastri push for an overtake? There's no point. I don't have the pace to lead outright. These guys are faster cars, and they're on a much faster compound of tyre. You know, if I can't keep the DRS, they will just pull away from me. So that's the only reason I'm still where I am. It's because I've been riding the DRS. Just want to see if I can stay in DRS without the need to push the fuel. I pushed for a lap and I managed to get to the lead. I'm not going to have the pace to break away. They're just going to overtake me again with DRS. So I'll just sit here, not burn out the tyres, because Oscar's still pretty rough on his tyres, even though we've been boosting his smoothness with skill points. We'll not overstress the engine. Will not increase the risk of him going wide or spinning if we push him too hard for too long. And we'll keep a nice full battery so that, you know, if we do need to push, we can do. Right now his natural cornering ability is just about helping us cling on without having to burn the extra fuel, but it's only again because these guys are fighting and squabbling with each other, which means that it slows down corner entry speed. If I was chasing just one car, I would have to keep pushing to keep up. But the fact that there's multiple cars here is working in my favour. Mick's back. In fact, no, I don't think Mick's been overtaken yet. Verstappen's closing in. He's just under 2 seconds behind the train now. And here comes Bottas. Holds him off. Meanwhile, we are hanging with this train at the front. This is making me feel a whole lot more comfortable about our chances of maybe sneaking something at the end of the race. Yeah, Bottas got him. I was expecting Bottas to get back fast because we're charging the battery.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Plus, when you're at the head of the train on this circuit, you know, it's always hard to hold up on that main straight. You can do it for a couple of laps, but yeah, eventually they're going to get past you. As soon as Mick's fully charged, I'm going to drop his fuel burn down as well. Hamilton having a look. Got that one covered.
More charge off, please.
Copy.
Save fuel and follow that.
Understood.
Alright, there we go. So Mick is now comfortably in position in the queue. He'll save a bit of fuel because he's on a lower push setting. Plus he'll be getting fuel savings from riding in the back of Bottas's dirty air. He'll be getting the slipstream. So that'll bring that rate down. Piastri is still hanging on, which is encouraging. Perez is at risk of actually dropping off the back of the Ferraris. Oh, well, no, he's got DRS. He's pulled him back in again. And we've got the gap up to 11 seconds now. So even when Verstappen starts coming, and he's reached the queue, as Mick goes back through again.
Keep this approach. Good job so far.
Every time we get overtakes like this, even if we fail to overtake, we're getting points, experience points, so it just boosts the potential of Mick getting an extra development point a little bit quicker. There goes Bottas into braking. Verstappen.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
See how well he can try and slide his way through this train. I could try overtaking Perez and staying behind the Ferraris. No, like I said, I'm happy where I am right now. I'm not having to stress the car. I'm not having to use the battery. I'm saving some fuel. There's no point taking an unnecessary risk for no real reward. Of those 3 cars in front of me, Perez is the slowest car. So there's the potential of me not being able to keep pace with the Ferraris, but I can keep pace with Perez, and then Perez should be just able to keep DRS pace. I mean, you saw he nearly dropped out. If Schumacher gets ahead, you could use him to slow them all down. They're already lapping slower. I'm lapping on the pace of the leaders right now. You know, I don't need to slow them down any further. I've already got a 12-second gap. You know, all I'm going to risk doing there is jeopardising Mick. I'm quite content to leave my drivers exactly where they are right now. They're both doing exactly what they need to. Look at the inside of Bottas there. Doesn't make it stick. And Verstappen still cannot find a way through. And he's on soft tyres as well. How much has he pushed those? Quite a bit. As have Sainz and Perez. Gasly and the rest of the field have looked after their tyres. But you can see that the Ferraris, the Ferrari of Sainz, the 2 Red Bulls have both pushed their tyres.
Good job.
So they're going to be pitting, and pitting pretty soon.
HAAS with an overtake.
Piastri has dropped out of range. Oh no, he's back. I'm looking at the wrong checkpoint again. So we're going to see Sainz and Perez pitting before the rain, which means that they're going to fall way back. Verstappen's going to fall way back, and that's just going to leave me and Leclerc. And it's entirely possible Leclerc may pit just before the rain comes. So that's if the rain comes. We're still not sure if it is actually going to rain or not. It's predicted, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. But if it does, and everyone pits right before the rain comes, we're laughing. Because we'll have a 20+ second lead to make the switch onto Inters. Right, these soft runners are starting to struggle a little bit. And there we go, we've moved up to P3 without even trying to do anything. We just let them take advantage of the situation. Tsunoda's in the pits, so we've got our first soft runner pitting in. So we might see some action at the end of this lap. Sainz is in the lead. Is he pitting first? No, Sainz is staying out. So is Perez. Alonso still holding Verstappen behind him. Mick's still leading his little train. Oh, no. As soon as I said that, he got overtaken by Bottas into turn 1. Catching Williams soon.
Looks like that was a position gain for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, we are catching them. Let's ride on board with Oscar for a little bit. Leclerc gets back through ahead of Sainz. Sainz's tyres have got to be, getting close to the point where he pits. They've got to be. Which is going to put us right on the battle. In fact, I thought he was going there. No, he was just avoiding that bump. New fastest lap for Oscar. Won't last. The track's going to be so fast towards the end of the race, back when it's back under dry weather and everyone's on softs or mediums. I could try overtake. Again, I don't need to. I don't need to push to overtake the Ferraris. One of them's going to be jumping out the way and dropping 24 seconds behind us in a minute anyway. The other one, I'll be swapping positions with, back and forth once Sainz and Perez pit. I'll be swapping places with Leclerc. I don't have the pace to outrun the Ferrari, so all I'm doing is just eating up my battery and fuel and tyres for no permanent gain. I'll stay ahead for a lap or two, and then I'll lose the place back again, and I'll have to spend a lot of time trying to piecemeal recharge the battery, because I won't be able to leave it in charge mode. I won't be able to keep up with the Ferrari if that happens. I just need to sit here. Like I said, with that rain coming, these tyres are going to last right to the edge of when the rain's going to come. I don't know if Leclerc's mediums will. He might have to pit before the rain comes, if the rain comes. Sainz and Perez are definitely going to have to pit. So right now I'm sitting absolutely pretty here in third place without having to push the car. In fact, I'm even going to try dropping the tyre wear down a little bit. Let's do the same with Schumacher as well. Let's see if I can still keep pace with the tyres at this setting. Just in case that rain is either delayed or doesn't come at all, it just extends the life of these tyres enough to make the one stop a lot more viable. I will have the pace with these tyres. No, I won't. The Ferraris are half a second quicker than I am. The only reason I'm still with them is because of DRS. It's that simple. And I've been pushing my tyres when they... Oh, here we go. That's it. Now I'm going to have to put...
Got some
we've
margin,
lost,
try to increase
we've
the
lost
pace a little
Perez.
bit.
Okay, that's okay.
Good job.
We can use Perez to slingshot our way through.
Position for HAAS.
And that's another reason why I haven't been using the batteries, because you get a situation like that where a back marker gets in the way, screws everything up, and then you've got nothing to fight with to try and push back and catch back up into the train. And you can see the Ferraris have just taken off already, look. Managed to close in on Sainz, but Sainz has been isolated from Leclerc. And Leclerc's got fresher tyres, so I should be able to keep pace with Sainz, but
HAAS with an
I'm
overtake.
going to have to push to catch up to Leclerc, so I'm going to have to turn the tyres back up. And I may have to use a little bit of battery, depending on how these next couple of corners go. Mick, meanwhile, is sitting at the head of that train behind. Quite comfortable on the pace he's on right now. Sainz being held up by another Williams. And there goes Sainz into the pits, so now I have to push to get onto the back of Leclerc. And Mick's now P3. Please don't get DRS here. No, it didn't. Okay, but he will get DRS on the next straight unless that car pulls him over and moves out the way for him. Just here, which he's not doing. Okay, that Ferrari's just going to rocket ship past... is that Norris? Norris pulls out the way, but he's already given DRS to Leclerc, who's pulling away from us even though we're pushing. He gained what, three tenths just on that straight. 4 tenths. So Perez has lost out bad in that round of pit stops there. He's stuck firmly in that queue behind Alonso, where Verstappen's been stuck for ages. Verstappen must have pitted. Oh god, I'm out of battery just before I caught him. I don't have enough tyres to push. I'm just going to have to hope that I can use this heavy braking to keep pushing. Right, Mick needs to up his pace
So you can push
so he can stay with Sainz.
Copy.
That'll bring him away from that train and up into podium contention. I'm so close to getting the DRS on Leclerc. Just burning any battery I get the second I get it. Come on, just stay close. A little bit more, little bit more. Okay, we got the DRS. We've got some returning circuit for next year's F1 calendar. China's coming back. That's the only circuit that's coming back, I think. Leclerc's pitted. Oh, that's glorious. Leclerc has pitted. Right. Harvest. Drop the pace. Save the tyres. Now we're playing the long game and hoping for rain.
Charge on.
Copy.
Save fuel.
Understood.
So we are 16 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc, who's come out ahead of Sainz. You can see what being stuck in the dirty air has done to Sainz. It's kept him 3 seconds off the back of his teammate there. And there's traffic between them as well. Stroll and... No, not Stroll. Just Albon, I think. Yeah, just Albon. Monaco has been confirmed as getting a contract extension. That has signed for another 2 years on top of its existing contract, I think so. Monaco is secured till 2025, I think. Damn it, we've lost the back of Sainz. Yeah, Vegas is brand new, so it's not a returning track. There was talk of Kyalami being introduced, but that's not going to happen next year. So that might happen the year after. Trying to think which circuit was being penciled in. France is gone. France will not be on the calendar next year. Although I think this is still a provisional calendar. I don't think it's been fully... Was today the final? I think actually no. Today was the confirmation of the calendar. I think they launched a provisional calendar earlier in the year. So I think this is the finalised calendar. Qatar's not... Oh, there we go. There's the wet weather warning. Qatar's not coming back as such. It's a new circuit. Losail hosted just one one-off race last year while the new circuit's being constructed. So next season will be the new track. Okay, Russell's just pitted. Perez has caught back up now that catching back up now that the other cars are starting to drop away and make their stops right before the rain comes. Oh, this is glorious for us. We are looking very, very good right now. Mick is almost there. Drop that to neutral and just hope that I can keep it going around these last couple of corners. Keep the DRS. Yes, and we've got traffic coming up. That's Stroll. I'm not going to push Piastri because Piastri's tyres are worse than Mick's. It's the reason I'm running him at standard pace, because the rain is still a few laps away, and once you hit 40% the tyres start to drop off quite a bit, and once you hit 30% they fall off a cliff.
Charge off.
Copy.
Don't get in the way, Stroll. Thank you.
Can reduce and lift off a bit.
Copy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you could say that Qatar is coming back, but yeah, it's not the same circuit, or at least I don't think it is. It's supposed to be a new circuit, unless those plans change. Oh, Mick having a cheeky look up the inside there. Can't hold it around the outside on that Ferrari, but yeah, Mick getting a little bit feisty. The rain's coming. Someone's gone wide. It wasn't Oscar. Who was it?
Gone wide.
Oh, it was Oscar.
Let's take a closer look.
How bad
now,
was it?
Just focus on the HAAS.
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah, not great. He's lost a couple of seconds there, but at least he kept it out the wall. Yeah, gap's down to 7.5 seconds. But we have the lead before the rain's coming. And we've got enough of a gap to stop both cars on the same lap without even the slightest hint of holding each other up. You can double stack effectively with just a 4-second gap, even 3.5 seconds. You can just about get away with it. Oh, there we go. There's the rain. It's come too early for Oscar, but I could take the gamble. I'm gonna take the gamble with Mick. Open pit options. Actually, no, wait. Let's yeah, that's interweather. So let's deal with Schumacher, because Schumacher's going to pit this lap. So pit options, into tyres, pit this lap. Oscar enters, pit this lap. Oscar's already gone through, Mick hasn't gone through yet, so so Mick will dive straight into the pits, and I'll just have to be careful with his tyres for the first couple of corners.
Copy box, copy box.
Copy. Box is up. Box.
Copy.
The whole pit lane's there. It's just everyone's pitting. There we go. A nice clean stop from
Just
Mick.
Copy.
Both the Ferraris and Perez all stayed out. I'm going to get all three of them. Yeah, Oscar's crawling. God, Mick might even get up with get up to the back of Oscar at this rate. Alright, into the pits we go.
Okay, understood. Limits are on, please.
It's kind of worked out quite well in a way that we didn't get Oscar in straight away. It's given Mick it gave Mick a clear stop without being held up in the pit lane. Being at the end, you can sometimes get held, you know, if there's cars behind that are trying to exit the pit lane, and you can lose quite a lot of positions. Look at this. Mick's going to be in front. Well, well, well. Mick has the lead, and Leclerc is still out there because Sainz is pitting. Oscar's tyres have been pushed way too hard. Okay, keep the fuel burn going. We've got a 10.5 second lead, 11 second lead over Sainz. It's glorious right now.
Charge on, please.
There's Leclerc. We are absolutely storming up onto the back of him. Look how slow he's going. Come on, get past him. Get past him. There we go, he dives into the pits. And there we go, we're running first and second. Piastri's faster, let him through. No, there's no team orders at HAAS. You know, these guys can scrap it out. Besides, Piastri will probably find a way past Mick as it is, and then stay ahead of Mick. Sainz will catch. Sainz is going to catch anyway. Like I said, the Ferrari is half a second quicker than me. Leaving them battling like this does mean that I've got the opportunity of them leapfrogging each other on the start-finish, well, in the DRS zones, which means they may potentially...
Charge off.
There's no DRS at the moment, but yeah, it may help keep them a little bit further ahead. I've used that tactic in the past to great effect. Leave my two drivers fighting each other so they keep leapfrogging each other. It works really well in Bahrain. Where you can actually close down cars in front of you just by leapfrogging through the DRSs.
Road race.
Copy.
But there's no team orders, you know. These drivers are both free to compete for the win. They both have a win each. Oscar got the win in Canada, and then Mick got the win the week later, or the next race at Silverstone. I don't play favourites with my drivers. Track is starting to dry up already. We've got a little bit more rain to come. I'm going to up the tyre pace though.
More push, more push.
Copy.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy.
So Schumacher's got more fuel than Oscar does, so by pushing hard like this with Mick and letting Oscar slipstream behind him or get towed along behind him, I'm helping Oscar save a little bit of fuel so that he can push.
No more rain coming. Going to dry now.
No more rain coming, and immediately the track starts getting wetter. Yeah, Mick's got an extra kilo of fuel, so I'm burning that off to help Oscar save a little bit of fuel. We're holding the gap steady at around about 5 seconds at the moment, so hopefully it'll stay around there. Someone locked up. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. I think it might be a Mercedes.
Sounds like someone's locked
Oh no,
up.
it was Leclerc.
Here's the replay.
Oh yeah,
Watch
yeah,
this.
big lockup.
There's Leclerc. Oh, and there's the lockup.
Into
That's
the gravel.
The last thing they'll have wanted. And that was a bitter blow for the team, and it may have really hurt their overall chances.
So Leclerc is now down in 9th. Oh, a lock up running wide for Oscar. He kept it out the wall.
Look at that! They've run wide!
Mode push.
Copy.
Just keep pushing now.
That's 2 wides for Oscar on the same corner. He saved it on both occasions, so I'm impressed with that. I know what I'm doing, Matthew. Alright, how much longer have we got the rain for? Not much longer. We're in the last of it now, and then the track's going to dry up, and it's going to dry up relatively quickly. Good news is that Oscar's fuel is back under control. Still got a little bit less than Mick, not by much, no.
So there's rain. All clear.
Okay. That's it. Track's going to start drying.
Charge on.
Copy.
Verstappen's up to 5th. What a great recovery from him. Starting 20th, he's 5th. And he's right on the back of Perez as well. So he's probably going to get Perez at some point in the coming laps, especially if he pits first onto the move back to dry tyres. So effectively Verstappen's 4th. Oh, Piastri spun. It's been coming.
They've lost control and spun!
Okay, still not the end of the world.
Ferrari advance the race position!
Just got to get the... at least I've got timing to get them both in on the same lap now, without one of them being held up. Just wish the gap wasn't quite so big. But if we can time this right, we can dive in a lap before Sainz does and then push as hard as we can. These inters will stay pretty good until about 0.5 mil, I think. And then they'll start to drop off a little bit. Do Frontier still do streams of this game? They haven't done any streams of this game as far as I know. They did some preview streams before the game was released. I don't think they've done anything since the game was released. Alright, next lap. We're pitting at the end of the next lap by the look of it. Yeah, it's too early to pit Oscar this lap. You're just 1.01 in the tyres, just they're not good at all. So next lap, what's that going to do for my strategy? Oh, that's earlier than I planned. for softs. I'm going to have to go mediums. Yeah, softs are going to be falling off a cliff by the end of the stint. That's only 3 seconds slower, and it gives me a lot more leeway. I can actually push the tyres full like that, and that's quicker than pushing them, pushing hards at a lower rate. So we're boxing onto mediums for both drivers. And we're going to really hammer the hell out of them.
The box is left.
Copy for box.
So Sainz is probably going to stay out this lap. He might pit in, but if he does, Mick's going to be pitting in front of him and is just going to be pushing hard. I do actually need to drop Mick's fuel burn down now.
And lift off.
Yeah, copy.
And he's got a pretty full battery. Not entirely full, but not far
Copy
off.
for the tree.
Sainz goes
Copy.
through. Does he pit? No, he doesn't. Sainz stays out.
Within 3.
Okay, understood.
It's on.
And there's Oscar making his pit stop. Beautiful. We're the only ones to pit this lap. Everyone else is staying out a lap. So we could potentially gain some ground here. Let's keep an eye on the gap to Verstappen. In fact, let's go full push with both cars. Gasly is the first of everyone else to pit.
Mode push.
Copy.
These guys are probably going to pit for softs. But, you know, they won't be pushing them. You can see the gap to Verstappen isn't coming down. The inter tyres, they keep their pace, they just burn very quickly, so their wear rate goes through the roof. But pace-wise, they just keep going like crazy.
Fuel.
Copy.
So Mick should come out ahead of Sainz. Oh no! Sainz jumped us. How did he jump us? We had a 4-second lead. See, this is what's ridiculous about the Inters. Is that they just don't fall off pace-wise. It's ridiculous that we're behind Sainz by a second when we were 4 seconds ahead going into the pits. This is one of the things that needs to be patched, because those tyres should have been melting. They should have had no pace at all. Hopefully I can get onto the back of him here. And then just sit on him. I'm not going to get the DRS. Perez is into the pits. Piastri needs to push. Perez is going to overtake Piastri. again. Shouldn't be able to do that. Oh no, we have got him. But only just.
No overtake.
Copy.
Alright, we've got back into range. Let's go neutral. And now I can go into harvest.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Oh, excuse me. Right, we're in third. And we're not going to have the pace to catch up to the leaders. That spin did it for Oscar. But Mick is on for the win. Piastri is on for third.
Save fuel.
Copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
Now we just have to be wary of fuel loads. With the tyres on full push like this, we will burn slightly more fuel than we would normally, but we should be okay. That rate should come down to get us back into positive numbers. And using the DRS is certainly going to help that as well. It'll be a little bit harder for Oscar, he's got less fuel to play about with, but he should have enough, I think. So it's going to be a long 22 laps. I'll keep an eye on the tyre burn as well, especially with Oscar. He does eat his tyres. And there we go. Schumacher's fuel is looking healthy again. That's good. That means we can have some fuel to play about with later in the race. Once Mick's charged and is using his battery again, if we can get him in front of Sainz, we can drop his pace off a little bit. See if we can't bring Oscar back into the fight. I've got to be wary because Perez is getting close. Perez has got him. He's got DRS. Oh, yeah, he's got DRS on him. Alright, so maybe we use Perez to bring Oscar back up to these two. Perez is still ahead of Verstappen. I'm surprised by that. I thought Verstappen would have got ahead by now. Perez must have come in for the pits first. And that gap is coming down slightly. Oh, damn it, I wasn't paying attention. That's the hard thing about trying to charge up when you're chasing down a single Ferrari. They're so quick that you just lose your focus for a second and they're gone. I was looking at the gap to Piastri. I should have been looking at that gap, the leader gap. It's 11 seconds right now. Let's see if that changes. tyres, did it? Yeah, they did put on softs, I thought so. Almost back in range. I'd like to turn this back down to neutral ASAP. Worked hard to rebuild that battery. I don't want to lose it all again. Oh, that car's so fast in its acceleration. We don't have DRS yet, I don't think. Yeah, we didn't get it this lap. Let's switch to neutral. A new fastest lap. A 1:11.4. Wow, that is fast. Yeah, track's getting faster. It's starting to rubber back in again. Piastri is only just about hanging, keeping pace. He's certainly not gaining. Don't have enough of a fuel budget to push. Anything but the tyres at this stage.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
So we're putting our hopes on Mick for the win. He has done it once already this season, so he is definitely capable. And that was also a wet race. That was Silverstone. Got ahead in the rain. Just see that gap just eking back up, even though we're at full push on everything except having a battery. The gap is just creeping back up again. Ah, Sainz got DRS, but he will get held up here in this corner. That said, he's also going to get DRS here as well. Got to go neutral.
Charge on.
Copy.
And hope that Alpha gets out of the way. And it does. Again, we've lost another 4/10 to Ferrari on one straight. 5/10. This is exactly why I wasn't pushing Oscar earlier. Because it's so hard to keep pace with the Ferrari. You have to give everything you've got just to get on terms with it.
HAAS with an overtake there.
Alright, we've got a little while to go before we get any more traffic, so hopefully I can get Mick into a position where he can turn his fuel down again soon. Fuel isn't an issue. It says it's an issue, but it's not, because he's got the same amount of fuel as Oscar. And Oscar is the lead car in the battle between him and Perez. So if Oscar's fuel is healthy, Mick's fuel is healthy. Schumacher has got only a couple of grams of fuel less than Oscar right now. Trying to get this battery recharged, which is not easy to do.
Shut on, shut on.
Copy.
But while I've got a little bit of fuel budget right now, which I'm playing with, by spending it now, I might not be able to spend it later, which will be difficult to push for the win. So as soon as I get this battery charged up, that fuel is getting switched down to a lower setting. Tyres I'm leaving on full burn like this. The wear rate, even if it degrades faster than the prediction, is still going to be fine. It's not the tyres I'm worried about. Piastri needs to get his battery charged up as well.
Charge on.
Copy.
Okay, good job, that's one.
Is that a
Side by
new
side
race
all the
position
way
for
through
Haas?
this section here. Still side by side. And finally we lose out because we haven't got the battery
Red Bull moved up.
to hold him off. But that's fine, we can sit here and we can charge up. Mick is still hanging with the Ferrari. Yeah, now we're getting to a point where if we don't change the fuel settings soon, we are going to have a bit of an issue. Just need that little bit more battery. It's got about half a kilo of fuel less than Oscar right now. I can only keep this up for another lap or two. But I only need one more lap. We are coming up to traffic. Hopefully it'll be kind to us and cruel to science. It's going to be another grandstand finish. Alright, we're there.
Modways.
Copy.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Copy.
Charge off.
Copy.
So we've got two separate battles to keep an eye on. Mick versus Sainz and Oscar versus Perez. And both drivers have now got a pretty much full battery. I'm even going to just calm the tyres down a little bit more on both drivers. That'll help reduce the fuel burn slightly, and it'll also mean they'll have a little bit more to push with in the dying laps. Just got to keep an eye on the timings, make sure that you don't lose touch. In fact, Oscar's got in front. Beautiful. Oh, nope. Perez got him back. That was brief. Verstappen's still 2 seconds further back. Leclerc now fastest car on the track. He's pushing hard to try and catch back up. But he's a long way off Verstappen. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him. He's in his own little battle with Hamilton as well right now. And then we can see how healthy the fuel is already. Being able to ease that burn rate down a little bit, ease the tyre rate down a little bit, and just follow in Sainz's slipstream here. We've got a 2-car battle. Okay, this could be very interesting here. Alright, so slight hindrance there with was it Ricardo? No, Norris. Norris is down in 18th place. Wow, he's having a bad race. And we got past both of them without incident. That's really, really good. We've got a nice little reserve of fuel right now. We've got full batteries. We've got healthy tyres. When the time comes, we'll be able to push and push hard. Just got to try and judge it right. We didn't quite get the timing right at Hungary. Verstappen on the back of Piastri. Verstappen's gained half a second, but he's not exactly on the back. There we go, Oscar's through. Briefly. Perez with a better exit. Can we get him up the inside? We can, but Perez is going to have a better exit again. Are we going to go side by side all the way around this section again? He's hanging on in there. Thinks better of it. Got to look up the inside with DRS. Can we get the move? I hope not. I'd rather do it on the main straight. Mick swarming all over the back of Sainz. Alright, here we go. Here's the move. Can we hold it under the corner? He holds that inside and just gets the position. And now Verstappen's caught us. This battling is slowing us down. Okay, so it's going to be a three-way fight for third. As long as we can hold fourth like this, which we should be able to, because we're scrapping constantly with Perez here, then that should hold us back from Verstappen. And then when we push, hopefully we can leave those two fighting each other and allow us to pull away from them. Double podium would be nice, but we had a double podium last time Mick got a win, which meant we didn't get to see the podium at all because of Oscar not having a head.
8 laps to go.
Alright, we're through. Have we held the move? No, he's still there on the inside. He just can't. I'm going to have to use overtake, I think, to actually make the move stick. I don't want to do it yet, it's too early. If I push now, I'm not going to have anything to defend with. Better to wait till there's like 4 laps left. Oh, Verstappen sneaking through while I was going side by side with Perez. That's sneaky.
Bull gained a place. Let's see what happened there. Now here we see Max Verstappen.
3 wide round that corner. That's not a good thing.
Goodness me, there they go, moving ahead of the other driver. And the team had such high hopes today.
Still have high hopes.
7 laps to go.
Still feeling confident. Unfair team play from Red Bull. That's good driving. It's good teamwork. If you take a look at my first points for Williams video on my channel, it's a little short video. I did pretty much exactly the same thing. Was manipulating the traffic to get both my Williams drivers ahead of to the head of a DRS train that we were in, with just a couple of laps to go, and then sprinting at the end to break away from the train. And we ended up getting, I think, 5th and 6th. Okay, we're getting close to push time. I've got to push a little bit earlier with Oscar because there are now 2 Red Bulls in the way. Let's see if we can get one of them now with traffic coming up. See if we can capitalise on that.
We can close on them.
Yeah.
If we get lucky here, that traffic's going to hold up at least one of these Red Bulls and allow us to sneak through. Nope. Oh, he's going to hold us up instead.
Copy.
Ah, that could have been worse. Okay, Verstappen gets through. Traffic in the way.
We have 5 laps to go.
I've got to try and juggle 2 separate fights here. 2 quite involved fights. Everyone's got DRS. Ah, damn it. We're going to get held up. I used to jump both cars out of the way. Tyres are going to get a little bit warmer than that yet, Mick.
So we have 4 laps to go.
Charge on, please.
Copy.
Oh, it's getting tense. think that's more traffic in front. Yep, there's an Aston Martin in front there somewhere.
Charge on.
Copy.
Okay, we're past the Williams over here.
3 laps to go.
More traffic in the way. Come on, please screw over one of these Red Bulls. It's Vettel, I think. Oh, he nearly pulled back across. We only just managed to get through without being held up too badly there. Alright, this is it. Mick's through. He's pushing with everything he's got left.
Yep.
Just got to hope he can stay
Good job.
ahead. He's not going to be able to break away, but he can hopefully stay ahead.
HAAS with an overtake. We can
I
take
did
a look
actually miss
now.
that overtake. Let's
Right,
have
watch
a look
this.
back.
There's Schumacher.
Oh, he got him up the hill. Beautiful. Up the inside. Good move.
This will be the last lap.
Mick held the lead. One more DRS zone to go. We might have a run on one of the Red Bulls here. No. Oh, here we go. Get the exit. No, he squeezed us. Oh, on this side by side, there's no room to get through. Surely he's not going to go around the outside. Surely he's not going to go around the outside. He is, you know. He's got the inside, and now he's got DRS. Can Oscar do this?
Okay, good job. That's one.
He moved and blocked. Oh, come on. I'll run out of battery. No, worst time to run out of battery. Mick wins.
Over the line.
Oscar's going to get P4, which means we are going to see
Schumacher, first
a podium.
over the line. Let's take a look at the replay. And Mick Schumacher is victorious here today.
There'll be celebrations tonight after a performance like that. They've done themselves and the team proud.
Go on, Mick. Enjoy your moment. You, my friend, have just earned yourself an extension to your contract.
Checkered flag.
What a race. Shame Oscar had 3 separate wobbles in that race when he was looking so in control earlier on.
He's living the dream.
Ran wide on the same
Exceptional
corner
work
twice, but
from
kept it
Mick
out the barrier,
Schumacher.
and then had a spin halfway around the lap. Again, kept it out the wall, but it cost him his chance of a win.
What a beautiful
But
sight
Mick
that
was
is
there
on
to pick up the
podium.
pieces.
And a true crowning achievement for everyone involved.
So that's win number 3
And
for
it
Haas
really
this
comes
season.
as no surprise to see the Schumacher name up in lights.
And it's entirely possible that we
Today's
might be
competitors
closing
gave
in
it
on
their
Red
all,
Bull
but
with
it's
that.
going to be those 3 taking home the big
I
points.
think they're still way too far ahead of us to even consider catching
They're
them,
having
but
a very successful day at the races.
Yeah, this was a really clever bit of
it'll
strategy,
certainly
and
cement
it's
our
great to see
position
that
over
pay off.
Mercedes.
I can't wait to find out what they show us next time.
That's right, and they finished the race weekend in 3rd place in the constructor standings.
We now look ahead to the next round in Monza in Italy. The Temple of Speed is waiting, and the teams will be ready and raring to go.
Oh, Monza next. There we see Mick got the fastest lap as well. 26 points for Mick. He needs that boost to points in the Drivers' Championship. You see he gains 2 places. He's up to 7th now. And his points tally against Oscar looks a bit more respectable. And you can see the wins so far this season. Charles Leclerc with 3 wins, 11 podiums, 3 fastest laps, 5 pole positions. Max with 6 wins, yet still trailing by 25 points, 8 podiums, 3 fastest laps, 7 pole positions. Sainz with 2 wins, Perez with 1 win, Oscar with 1 win. Hamilton has yet to score a win, and Mick Schumacher has 2 wins. He's been on the podium twice, and both of them were top steps. That's an achievement. Fantastic stuff. In the Constructors' Championship, we stay 3rd. We do close the gap a little bit to Red Bull, but I mean they are so far ahead that unless their cars pretty much explode at every race, we're not going to catch them. But it is a big points boost in the race with Mercedes. We've got the gap up to 49 points now. A big gain there. 31 point gain over Mercedes this weekend. So if we can keep that form going, then we can cement 3rd place in the championship. We've still got some circuits coming up that are really going to suit us. Monza is potentially not the best of those circuits. I think we'll do well at Monza. I don't think we'll be in a position to contest for the win. I don't think there are enough fast corners there to negate the speed difference between us and the Ferraris, and to a lesser degree the Red Bulls. But an exceptional race for Mick, an exceptional race for Oscar despite his little mishaps. Good experience gained all round for all of our drivers. In terms of bonuses, we pay out 20 grand to Oscar and 50 grand to Mick as per the clauses in their contracts. In terms of sponsors, we got our qualifying position streak, which gave us $1 million. We've got our fastest lap, we reached Q2, the performance guarantees that we made, we got the finish position, we reached Q3 with a driver, we got our qualifying position, which was 2 drivers in the top 12, and we got our finish position streak for another 1.3 million. So after the deductions for the bonuses, we came out with 6.7 million for one race. That is fantastic. And this is where having 2 younger, inexperienced inexpensive drivers really benefits us. If we had someone like Lando Norris, for example, then those wins would have been much easier to come by, but we would have had to pay him a big bonus for getting those positions. Plus, he'd have a much bigger salary as well. In the future, Jack Crawford could be an option. Yeah, Jack's the guy I was thinking of. I did say earlier in the stream that there was another American rookie driver I was looking for. I couldn't remember his name off the top of my head. Right, Monza is in 4 days' time. We do have some bits and bobs to do. Today we've got a new ATR period, so we can start work on some research for our cars, because we're not going to be developing any big upgrades for the car for the rest of the season. We have also got a new regulation vote as well, so let's take a look and see what that is. Board wants to congratulate us for another win. After qualifying P8 on Saturday, Mick fought their way through the field and came out on top. Mick moves up to P7 ahead of Bottas. Everyone talking about HAAS as they exceed everyone's expectations, currently placing P3 of the Constructors' Championship with 238 points. Yes, it's been a very, very good season so far for us. ATR period starts today, 6.9 MAU hours and 92 wind tunnel hours to play about with. That's a lot. We can do some really good research there. New front wing design is ready. No, that's not right. It's just a new front wing has been manufactured. It's just a spare front wing. Okay. Wind tunnel is also now upgraded just in time for the new ATR period, which is perfect. And here's the new regulation change, the financial change vote. As you know, we changed the regulations that define Formula 1 rules between seasons to make the sport fairer for competitors, more engaging for fans. With these goals in mind, we are proposing new financial regulations for the 2023 season. In order to encourage excellence on the grid, we suggest a change to the season prize money amounts that favours better performing teams. Please see below the below breakdown before voting. As always, we ask that you vote with the fairness and future of F1 as a whole in mind. So this is going to increase the amount of money that the teams at the top get and decrease the amount that the teams at the bottom are going to get, apart from 10th, which is going to stay the same. I'm going to vote against this, even though this will benefit us, potentially. Given that this has been one of the biggest problems in Formula 1, is that the teams at the top have been getting way too big of a share, and it's only in recent seasons that has kind of started to come back down again, and it's been a more even distribution. There's still definite steps between each position, but the steps have closed back up again. So the last thing we want to do is to open that out again. It means you only end up with a couple of teams that really have any chance of challenging, and nobody else has a chance of getting anywhere close. So we're going to vote against that change, because that would be damaging for the sport. We would have one, maybe two good teams, and we don't want that. That's not good for the sport. Right, we've still got an email somewhere. What haven't we looked at? There we go. No, there we go. It was the Belgian debrief. Okay, so we've dealt with all the inbox issues. What do we have here? A new chassis. That'll get all our spare parts back up there. Our scouting will be done on the first day of practice for Monza. And then we'll get the regulation vote after Monza, which we'll find out next stream on. Let's see. Facility upgrades for the simulators there. It's still a way off the other facility. Where is that? There. No. Where are we? Are we upgrading the design facility? No, we're not. Okay, I don't have the money yet. Damn, I thought I'd done that. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. I thought I was working. I'm getting confused with a different save file I'm playing right now. Damn, I was hoping that I was going to have a third team open up. Okay, in that case, no little piecemeal upgrades for the car. We're just going to be focusing purely on research. So let's get some research projects started. I've got 2 teams available. There are minor technical regulation changes across everything. So we're losing 10% off everything. Has anything been majorly hit, or is it just 10% off everything? It's just 10% off everything. Did check the front wing, didn't I? Yeah, okay, so everything's getting hit. Right, okay. In that case, we need to focus on the important stuff. We've done 1 project on the chassis already. Have we done any other projects? Not yet. Okay, so we need to do the underfloor, because that is crucial. This is where you can make the biggest gains with upgrades to your car. So we're going to put 3.5 hours on that, and we're going to go. Let's see, how long is this going to take to do? Let's start with 40 hours. We want to improve drag reduction. We want to improve everything, basically. Okay. This will take 113 days with just 1 engineer. Okay, we're going to have to go with 5 engineers. That's going to take... we can go with 6. We'll go with 6 for this part. It's going to take 75 days. So it'll be halfway through the next testing period before these engineers will be free again. Okay, let's add a few more hours into this. There we go, 46 hours. That's half of the allocation. I'm actually going to up that as well to 3.9 hours. So the floor is absolutely critical. But I don't want to put everything into it at the detriment to everything else. Although... Okay, so we've got a choice here. I could throw all the hours and 6 engineers at just 1 research project in this period, and then use the remaining engineers to piecemeal some small upgrades to the car. Given that we're way ahead of schedule with where we need to be, I don't necessarily think that's the right way to go, but it's something we could do. Or I could split the hours and engineers that we've got over 2 research projects in this period, which might be a better way to go. We wouldn't gain any more performance on our car this season, but we would reap the reward of that next season, which I think is probably more important. Given that we're already in 3rd place and our objective I think was 6th in the constructors, we're way ahead of schedule. Hell, we've won 3 races this year, so yeah, let's split the to do the 2 research projects. Let's not put everything in just 1 project. So 6 engineers, 75 days. Yeah. Okay. Front wing is also important, but I do also want to boost speed of our car. Maybe a rear wing would be something to give us a nice, rocket ship straight line speed. We can do the front wing when the next period comes up. So we'll put the remaining hours into a rear wing project. Again, we want to get a boost on everything. So that'll give us a nice little improvement across the board. It'll boost our top speed, it'll boost our top speed under DRS, it'll boost our accelerations, it'll boost our cornering speeds in both clean and dirty air as well. We've got 4 engineers. That'll take 62 days, so these ones will be free a little bit earlier than the other team. There we go. We've got 2 projects on the go now. 62 days and 75 days. Next testing period's in 56 days, so we'll have some hours available. This is testing period 5, I believe. So the next testing period will be the final one. Yeah, this is test period 5. So the next test period will be the final one, and any projects that we start will have to be finished before the end of December. Otherwise, they will not, they will not be allowed to be started. So we'll have to be careful with that one. Make sure that we're not putting too much in. We might have to basically dial things back a little bit in terms of exactly what we're trying to do with the upgrades or the research. The more stuff we put into the research project, the longer it's going to take. So yeah, that's a nice boost to aero coming with those projects for next season's car. Let's skip on. There's our replacement chassis. So just check our car parts in the warehouse. We should have plenty of spares now. Yes, across the board. I've still got some money left. Let's see. I want a new engine for Mick. How much is left on this one? 36%. I've still got another few races left in that one. Do I want to go with... I don't really want to put another penalty on Oscar if I can get away with it. 7 races to go. Yeah, those engines should last. ERS modules. They should be fine. So we don't need another ERS module for Mick. I think we'll be okay for Oscar. Gearboxes, we definitely need a new gearbox for Mick. He's only got these 2 left. So we want another gearbox, and we'll use that at Monza with the new engine. And then plenty of gearboxes for Oscar. He would have, Mick would be in the same boat, except when he crashed his car, he completely totaled what was, in effect at the time, a brand new gearbox. yeah, that's why we've had to buy another new gearbox for Mick, because of that crash that wiped out a gearbox. It was only one race old. So that's some penalties for Mick going into the next race. Little preview there. Everyone's going to be keeping a close eye on Mick, who took first place at the last Grand Prix. Even more eyes will be on Carlos Sainz, who'll be sure to fight with everything to claim the first spot this time around, especially seeing as it's going to be Ferrari's home race, and Mick is going to be, further down the order with penalties. He might even be at the back of the grid. An email from Simone about the chassis. That's fine. Got some points to spend. Let's renegotiate Mick's contract. So let's renew Mick's contract. So we'll keep him for, let's see, if I just do one season, it's just going to change this season. So let's offer him a 2-year deal, so that we can look at keeping him for the rest of the season and next season. That's his current salary. I think he's earned a pay rise. We'll offer him 750. He's probably going to want more than that, but we'll offer him 750. We're going to give him a lump sum bonus of 250,000. Race target bonus. We're going to up this as well to 150,000. But we're going to change that to a podium. And let's see whether he likes this. I get the feeling he's going to be fine with everything except for maybe the contract length and the salary. I think everything else will be fine. Okay, so he's okay with that, but he'd prefer a longer salary, longer contract. He's not happy with the salary, as I was expecting. More than happy with the lump sum and the race target bonus. He thinks that target's achievable. Okay, so let's leave him at 2 seasons for now. Let's push his salary up to $1 million. That's still not enough. Okay, 1.5 mil. He still wants more. Okay, this is going to be our last negotiation attempt for a little while. Because if he doesn't like this, he's not going to talk to us for a while. I'm going to go up to 2.5 mil. I think, for a driver of his rating, 2.5 mil is still very, very cheap. I'm going to up that to 250 as well. This music that's playing in the background reminds me of Mass Effect. Still not enough, and he's not going to talk to us for a while now. We'll have to wait a bit before we can renew his contract. Okay. I mean, we were kind of lowballing him with the wage. I mean, to put it into context, Alex Albon is a 80 rated driver who's on 6 million a year. So 2.5 million for a 76. That's cheap. The fact that we've got Oscar on such a small amount is for such a long period of time as well, is kind of by the by. When it comes around to renegotiating his deal, he's going to want a much higher wage. Okay, so we might let him go when his contract runs out. What about getting Ben Michel as a new race engineer by the end of the season? Nope, I know who I'm going for in terms of engineers. I'm going to wait till the end of the season where my chances of picking them up will be higher. But I know exactly which engineers I want. No point for Logan Sargent. Simone's contract is expiring in 3 months. I wonder. We've got a point for Mr. Melvin. Yeah, we want to work on high-speed downforce because that's a bit low. He's getting replaced. Both of these engineers are going to get replaced. And I know exactly which ones I want. Actually, let's just see whether or not I can actually sign one of the ones that I want. Let's go back up. Josh is still not interested. He has a negative outlook towards my team. That will change at the end of the season if we finish above Alpine. I guarantee that. Because I kept on my McLaren file. At the end of the season, I almost won the constructors. I just missed out to Ferrari, but Lando Norris won the drivers' championship at the end of season 1. And then all through the season, I've been keeping an eye on George Russell, and every time I looked, he had a negative outlook towards my team and was not interested. As soon as the season ended, he was very much interested in signing for the team, so I signed George Russell to replace Daniel Ricciardo. But it will be the same with Josh. He'll be interested when the season's finished. So he's the first one I'm going to be signing. Mainly because his pit crew management skill and his feedback skill are very high, and he's a young driver. His communication rating is awful, but I'm not bothered about that. All it affects is how quickly he gets a bond with whichever driver he's working with. And the pit crew management and the feedback are the important ones, and his are both pretty good. And the other engineer that I want is Hugh Bird. Again, he's not interested, but Hugh Bird again has a pretty poor communication stat, but his pit crew stat and his feedback stat are both in the 90s. So they're the two engineers that I want. Two young, up and coming engineers in their 30s that will only get better and better and better with over the years. But in the short term, what I'm thinking of is for the head of aero, I'm thinking of seeing if I can convince Diego Tondi to come work for me next year. He's going to be mighty expensive, but he is head and shoulders the best aero in the business. So we will be scouting his details when our scouts become available. I do need to look at a new technical chief for next season as well, because Simone Resta is good, but I think I can do better. And that's going to be Pierre. I want to try and sign Pierre. Again, he's not interested right now, but I'm hoping we can sign him at the end of the season. So I need to scout him to get his contract details. So that's kind of my plan for those guys. That's why I've not renewed Simone's contract just yet. And Melvin's got plenty of years on his contract, but he's getting replaced, as are these guys. So not worried about those guys. So we've done the points for staff. We've done the points for our drivers. Got 4 million left. It's not enough to do anything with the facilities. I don't need to buy any new parts. Let's get our scouting results. So we've got details on Gasly, who's on 7.5 mil. We can sign him for 7. But yeah, we're going to try and re-sign Mick. And then there's Fernando. You know, we could get him for around 5 million, but again, I want to try and re-sign Mick. Got a breakdown of Monza. Oh, heavy rain forecast. That's going to make things very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Right. Where is Zach Crawford? Zane, is he? Oh, he's from Barbados, yeah. Oliver Behrman, I'm going to be signing him on my McLaren team when he comes of age. It's got to be 18 and I've spent at least 2 seasons racing as well. Jake Hughes was also UK. There's Jack Crawford. We'll do a basic scout of him. Don't need to look at his contract again. We can't even sign him at this stage. We've got to wait till he's 18 and has raced for 2 seasons. So we'll bookmark him. It's a shame we can't get Colton Herter in this list. I would love to sign Colton Herter for the HAAS team, but he's just not available. Let's scout Mr. Tondi, and we're going to go full scouting on this guy. Looks good for a 60-year-old, doesn't he? Looks very good for someone who's 61 years old. He looks better than his teammate Enrico, who's 47, and he looks like he looks older. Right, that's our scouting assigned. There's nothing else we can do other than go into the race once we've done our performance targets. So this is where we're going to end tonight's stream. We will be back with some more HAAS. Let's see, when will we be back with some more HAAS? Today is Wednesday. Well, technically it's now Thursday. So yeah, it's Ferrari on Friday. I will probably do some HAAS on Saturday. Tomorrow evening I'll be posting the first of the Construction Simulator video series. They will be a proper series, not a live stream. So they'll be shorter in length. They'll be the first one's going to be an hour, and then they might get a bit shorter after that one. But first one's going to be taking a look at the basics and getting everything up and running. So yeah, there's that to come tomorrow, and then, as I say, we'll be back with another live stream on Friday as we continue part 3 of our Forza Ferrari playthrough, and hopefully we'll have some better luck at Miami and Imola. No, we just done Imola, Miami and Barcelona than we did at Australia and Imola, where things got a bit mental, and we threw away quite a few potential points. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you I'll see you on Friday. And don't forget, Construction Simulator goes live tomorrow. Bye for now.